what's going on? It is Janelle Suttle from Dream Clouds Enterprise, and I'm excited because we are officially here for DCTV. So with that being said, what is DCTV? Dream Clouds Television, and how do we get here today? Well, I know for many of you, as I'm working with some of my clients, some of my contractors, and also just hosting events for many of you in our audience that come out and like to support and also work with our clients and contractors as well. You know, this is an opportunity where Dream Clouds can continue to pour into all of you, continue to give to all of you a lot more than hopefully you've even been asking for. And as you know, Dream Clouds highly and always focused on how to prioritize your personal and professional development. And with that being said, coming into DCTV and taking this opportunity to give you guys all the information you may need, networking with more people that you may not have known about just yet. This is the opportunity to, if you're speaking, promote your business. If you're watching, hear about other people's businesses that you can support, and so much more. So I do hope that throughout DCTV, you get the resources you're looking for, you get the laughs that you're looking for, the value that you're looking for, the encouragement, the inspiration, the ambition, the everything else that we will need in this season in 2023, right? And so with that being said, really coming in and tuning in to say, what can Dream Clouds give to you? So stay in tune. You guys are going to hear so much more about what's going on, not just with Dream Clouds, but all the other events that are happening and taking place as well from our clients, from our contractors, just from our network in general. And so a few updates for you guys. We are excited. It's 2023 and we are now at our third annual LVP workshop, right? So our Love, Vision, Pursuit Career Coaching Workshop, January 21st. It is a Saturday. As mentioned, it's our third one, and we always have a good time. We come out usually virtually, but we're very excited because this year is our first year in person. Thank God, right? Because of all the pandemic things that was happening, we've always made accommodations for everyone. But you understand the value of networking and how Dream Clouds is always going to be pushing out for your network to grow and become stronger. And so with that being said, we're coming in person today. And with the in-person networking event, you know, we are also selling online tickets at a discounted rate. However, we highly encourage for everything that's going to be happening that day for you to get all the value to come and join us in person. It is at 1331 Maggie Ave in Union, New Jersey, and you will have catered lunch. There will be light refreshments. It is an event of 3 sessions. Doors will open at 11:30. Event ends around 3 p.m. and we are going to be really tapping into love, vision, and pursuit. So coming into this new year and finding out how you can just really center back in on your passions and what your purpose is in the career that you want to pursue for yourself. We're also going to take the time to go over our vision, jot down our goals, and really come up with that action plan on how we're going to actually execute on those goals. And then lastly, of course, the pursuit. And always my favorite part, which is the panelist discussion that's going to be happening that day. So we highly encourage you to come out, listen, once again, network with the people who will be there, come have a great lunch with us. And also really just, I hope you learn as much as you need to in this new season to continue to push yourself forward. All right. So also, I just want to give a reminder for February 10th, 2023, we have Joyful Noise coming out with Unplugged 2. The world. Okay, so it's part 2. Once again, the pandemic has held us back on a lot of things. So we have taken a break, or Joyful Noise has taken a break from her Unplugged series, but we're so happy that this year we know it's coming back. We can't wait. So if you are a performer and a performer of any kind, you rap, you sing, you do poetry, spoken word, that's really just free for you. However you like to express yourself through the performing arts, please let us know. Please contact myself. Please contact Joyful Noise. We will put her information out there. And come have a good time, even if you're not a performer, right? Once again, there will be light refreshments. Drinks will have vendors for food and shopping. But really, we want to be able to express ourselves this year. And that's what Joyful Noise is doing. She's giving us the opportunity to let our voice be heard. She's giving us the opportunity, as the pandemic, as mentioned, has been happening and we've been cooped up in the house. We've been going through a lot of changes. I mean, I'll be one to say 2022 was not biased against anybody. I think everyone's had a pretty rough year in 2022. And so I'm just excited that we're going to get this opportunity to come outside and talk about it and just let the world know how we feel lately, what we've been thinking, what we have going on, and how we would like to express ourselves. And you know what? I know you're going to bless someone else as well just by being there and listening. You may be blessed from a message that gets spoken on that day. You may be someone who blesses the audience from a message you have for that day. So once again, come out. We're so excited. And just stay in tune for more events, for more things to come, and definitely stay in tune for our DCTV episodes coming out, right? So once again, season 1, we can't wait. So in a couple minutes, we will have our first guest speaker joining us. Very, very excited about that. And thank you all for tuning in. All right, everyone. Here we are, DCTV, Dream Clouds Television. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to our first guest, Jasmine Brackett.
I'm so happy to be here.
Hello. Thanks for working with me. I'm new to this StreamYard, but I'm glad that you were patient with me. So we are here. At first, I was looking like, what is going on? But glad we were able to work it out. So thank you so much. See you with your Mom Game Strong gear on, loving it.
Always representing.
Always. Okay. And so today, of course, Jasmine and I, we have had the pleasure of meeting each other. I want to say maybe springtime, sometime within 2022, while I was at an event. We actually have some common networks. And while being in South Jersey, as we are from opposite sides of the state, but while being out there at an event, I got to see Jasmine working with my accountant, actually doing a presentation. And it was very exciting, just a lot of energy. Definitely, you've seen the passion, you've seen the purpose
Mommy,
in her, and I couldn't wait. And without further ado, you can even hear Mom Game Strong, right? A beautiful family in the back. So I'm definitely going to hi.
Right.
Yes, I got the pleasure of meeting all 3 of her beautiful children as well that day. So Jasmine, I'm really gonna even let you introduce yourself. However, just wanted to say for those who are watching today, we do have Jasmine Brackett here. She is the founder and CEO of Tazmanian, is it marketing group?
Yes.
Correct? Tazmanian Marketing Group, absolutely. And she's gonna also give us some information on this brand, Mom Game Strong. You guys have already seen it coming in. You hear the kids in the back. It's not just a mom of 1 or 2, but 3 beautiful, brilliant, rambunctious children, and also engaged, right? So we're gonna talk about all of these things. We're gonna talk about this journey on today. How you've gotten to the brand that you have, and I would love to even hear about your family, the engagement. I know the audience is all about everything that we have going on, and they want to hear it to be encouraged and inspired. All right. So can you introduce yourself to us?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for the introduction, Janelle. I am so excited to be here. And I'm honored to be the first guest. Yes, Dream Cloud. I'm representing Mom Game Strong today. That's my social media handle. But my name is Jasmine Brackett. I go by JB or Mom Game Strong, as a lot of people like to say. I do have 3 children. I have 2 godchildren. I'm the oldest of 7. So I've always, I've always just been in this position of the motherly position, right? So I've always been the one who is so empathetic and courageous, and always aware, and protective. So it's just in me, right? And so it just naturally came to me. Mom Game Strong. I've always been that motherly type. So once I had my 3rd child, I'm like, yeah, this is it. I think I've got motherhood down pat for now, at least. I'm coming on a decade. So I got my hand in it, look,
Right.
In the early stages, at least. So
right. Some moms will tell you, wait till you hit 16.
Right.
Then they're gonna tell you, wait till you hit 25 again. You still don't know.
Listen, my daughter she'll be 10 this year. So the whole new attitude and growing into herself. Whew, it's a whole nother ball game, but I'm so excited for it. Each level of us learning and growing with each other. It's amazing. We are learning and growing the next generation of teachers and leaders and doctors. And so, to, for, I'm just excited that I get to be a part of that, and, just to help my community grow and with that as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great introduction. Thank you so much. And we're gonna hop straight into the questions because for season 1 of DCTV, we are talking about embracing the journey. And so that's our big topic for everyone who's going to be coming on and guest speaking. And even from your introduction, I'm a big person as a career coach. We will always go out and tell people, like, when you're trying to identify what it is you should be doing with your life, how your career, what might be your purpose, you're going to look into your passions, right? And oftentimes, how do you even identify those things? You tell your story. That's always a key thing when we have our workshop. I have my annual workshop in January. And that is when we cross that love session, we start off with that. We start off with encouraging people to tell their story, because that is one thing that just allows them to see, hey, you know what? I haven't gone through these things for no reason. And something that I was thinking about while listening to you speak, I'm like, okay, you started off as the oldest of 7 children, which, as we know, if you're an older sibling, it is the caretaker position. It is especially when you're the daughter, right? You have your son, and you always look for them to be the protector. As a mother, right, you're teaching them to make sure they're looking out for their brothers and sisters. But when you are the daughter, you're oldest, it's always been, that instinct and those lessons.
We're that third parent.
Literally, exactly. Literally, exactly. My little sister would tell me honestly all the time. Like, she would ask my mom and dad things, but sometimes she'd come straight to me. And when my parents would look, she'd be like, "What do you mean? I talked to her." Like, don't you know? My mom would always have to say, that's just her second mother. And you know what? It comes with that. But listening to you and talking about that, and then hearing, the kids coming in and everything into play, it just shows, like you said, it was a natural thing, right? One, you see your instincts, but you might have even realized, like, hey, I've always seemed to have been some kind of caretaker, some kind of provider, just naturally, no matter where I went. It might not even just be with the family. You might have noticed that, right? Even just in the things that you've done. It could be through high school and maybe some of the clubs or organizations you've done. And so just listening to your story and getting into embracing the journey and how you go on, I really am interested on how you've identify this vision for your career, and what you like to do, and even your passions, based on some of the things that you just told us about growing up and being this family-oriented individual.
Yes, absolutely. When you said, embracing the journey, and that you can usually find, your journey within your passions, right? Within your story. And so I always like to say that, sometimes that pain is embrace your journey, right? Embrace that pain, embrace what you've been through, and allow that to, allow that to be your light, allow it to be your passion, right? What can you help others to overcome the pain that you have endured, right? And so I love that. Usually, if you haven't found your passions or any hobbies that you enjoy, just always think about your story, right? Where have you come from? What have you overcame? And how can you help the next person to overcome some of the hurdles that you've been through? And definitely my passion started in high school. Growing up in this technology era, we were introduced to computers, right, and technology. And it's always been my go-to. I'm like, yep, sign me up for that. Sign me up for that. I've always had that relationship with my advisors. And, they ask you, what are you interested in, right, before they go ahead and build your schedule. And so I always felt that key to kind of take control in the way that I shaped my, my day to day. Like, absolutely. I would hate to be in classes for hours doing something that I dreaded. Like, I made that a point to always, like they said, closed mouths don't get fed. Always make sure that you speak up for yourself, right? You should be the advocate for your life. You control your reality and your destiny. And just make sure that, you're the advocate for yourself. Don't be afraid to try new things, right? My sister, my youngest sister, she's 14. And so she's a freshman in high school. And around here, they have this after school program where they're introducing the kids into technology, graphic design, 3D automations, music engineering. And this is a free after school program. And I'm like, try each of them at least once, right? That's how you find your passions, right? What are you most interested in? What thrills you? What wakes you up in the morning? That's what you should dive into, and really just find each avenue within that hobby, and just build on top of that.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. You've made some really good key points. The first thing I thought about, though, at an age like 14, right? And of course, we always want to encourage them early. Like, listen, think about these things. Think about what's going to make you happy. Think about the things that are you're passionate about, that's going to fill you with joy. Because we do know that when adulting comes, it's like, look, you need those things to make life feel worth it, to make life want to be, livable. With all the things that are going to come around, what's going to make you happy in the meantime, and how you're going to feel purposeful. And I thought about that, right? And we're like talking about it, like, tell your story. You got to know yourself to understand what you want to do. But then I look back and I'm like, I know at 14, I had an idea. Well, I'll say this. I actually wanted to be a lawyer. So I didn't have an idea of what I really wanted.
It sounded good.
What I wanted to be. It sounded good, right? And here's what it is. This is something else I thought about while listening to you speak. You're like, look back and you want to approach that pain so you know how to heal yourself and how to help others get through it, right? That's always been my thing. And when I look back, I've always said dream clouds, my entrepreneurial spirit, everything that I've done, honestly, even the academic journey that I've had has always been because of financial struggle. So being raised in a family, where we didn't have as much financial stability, I didn't always get to have the opportunities of traveling and getting the nice things that I wanted and all of that. But I was one, everyone's different, but I was that child that was like, you know what, mom, dad, don't worry about it though. Right. Because I knew they were doing the best they could. So I worked. Yeah. I was like, for my 16th birthday, I went and got my first job on my birthday because I was like, it's legal. And I couldn't wait. I had those papers right. And I'm like, and literally everything, even leading up to that, was always like going to soccer games, getting a couple dollars, selling drinks and snacks, or just like, doing anything, babysitting, however I can make money. And that was for me, like, passion number one. It was realizing, okay, it wasn't just for me, I was helping my family. Like, I was at a young age, like, mom, if you need it, tell me. I don't care. Right. Because those were the things that, we wanted to be able to do. And that helped me to realize, okay, that's one passion. Of course, not really identifying that until I got older, but thinking about it at 14, all the curriculum and the activities that come around to students. Like, I remember growing up and I was so not interested. Right. So I thank God nowadays for opportunities such as honor societies and Rutgers Future Scholars and Braven and all of these things that I was introduced to and I was blessed to be a member of. But of course, when you're that young, you don't see the blessing. Right. All I could see was like, my summers away from me. More work. You're talking about after school when I should be home and I should be enjoying myself. All these things that were just like, that's not life. That's not what I want to do. Right. But coming now to this point, and you're like, wow, that's something that really, thank God I took that opportunity. It's gotten me here today. And you do get to take some of those things out and be like, hey, this is my purpose. Like, I'm realizing I'm ended up in a lot of situations like these. And so, we plant those seeds like for you right now with your little sister. But we do realize oftentimes, even in the process of going through it, we don't really understand, the connection in these things for us until sometimes years later. I'm still connecting the dots for some of the things I've gone through.
Yeah, that's a great point, right? We're like, oh, I remember when it's all coming full circle now.
Exactly.
Yep. And I love that you said that when you were younger, you said you wanted to be a lawyer. Now you still have some of the qualities and the characteristics, right? You're still like, in that genre area.
Right.
Career, just a different route. And that's still, we're here for such a long time. I used to go by YOLO, but like life is not, we do not live, we're here for a long time. We're here for a long time. And so now thinking as far as longevity, right? I still have the opportunity to live as many careers as I want to, So I'm just so grateful that now in today's time, we have so many options and opportunities. We are spoiled today. Okay. We have everything at our fingertips, right? And more options than our parents had. Right. Really? So they're, so they didn't have the opportunity and the grace to explore right their hobbies and their passions. They just had to go straight into the workforce, whatever work was available then, because it was so limited. But now we have so many options. We can be remote, we can work hybrid, we can work here, we can live in Australia and work online in America, right? So we have so many options and opportunities. And I always just try to tell everyone who I can to always do your research, right? What are you interested in? Make sure that you join as many activities as you can, you know, within your comfort zone, right? And then, you know, as much as you, you know, outreach and as many you know activities as you can interact in, you'll start to open up your, you know, vision more to what you enjoy and what you like. So
absolutely. So that's really great. And so something that, you know, we're definitely going to get into your marketing agency, so you can let the audience know, you know, the services you provide and how it's gotten started. But I even would like to start with, because I know as far as you being an entrepreneur, right, having your own business, being a marketing agent, first thing first is you're a mom. That's what we continue to talk about, right? So even as we come into talking about this journey, and once again, you know, when I met you, I didn't know you did marketing. So I seen you, I met you through tax and tax preparation, and now coming in and realizing, okay, actually she has a marketing agency. So I'm sure that's a part of your journey on how you got into that, but also very fascinated in you explaining, you know, how does being a mom impact your journey, right? There's going to be plenty of mothers who watch this of all different ages. And it's really realizing that when we know as a family, especially, you know, for myself being so family oriented, once you're a parent, motherhood is first before anything else. You take care of the home, you take care of your kids. And even in this position of being engaged, right? So you're now going to be a wife. So it's like household comes first. It changes. Exactly. It changes the journey for your career in itself. And so, you know, just from start to finish a little bit, how have you realized, can be both for the good and the bad, how have you realized motherhood has impacted your journey on how you've gotten today?
Yeah, so growing up for us, I believe that being a mother was kind of, or having a career, right? It was either or. And so growing up in this era, we have the option of, you know, working from home. Right. We can make our own hours. We can have the time. We can find the balance between raising a family, catering to our men, and building businesses all at once. Now, it's not easy. No, it is the most difficult thing I've probably ever done in my life, finding a balance between all three of those. And especially being a niece, a sister, and a daughter, right? Finding that balance. And so Mom Game Strong was born, where I wrote my first ebook, How to Remain Strong and Multitask Like a Boss, where it really breaks down the areas of really controlling each area of your life as best you can, right? Of course, because there's always things that will come into play that are not in your control. However, just finding that balance and really just keeping everything on a schedule. Like, I'm one who was like, I never want to live the same day twice. However, with children and a fiance, having a schedule and some sense of, you know, the same day within, you know, within reason, right? Like our mornings and our evenings, is very important to our family structure. And so just find that structure, how to remain strong, multitask like a boss. And so once I realized that I could have the career and the family and the man, right, just finding that balance moving forward, I realized, okay, I have the luxury of finding my passions, right? What do I want to thrive in my career? In my career. And so it's always been my passion. So I go back into what I've been, you know, paying the most attention to in my entire life. So growing up in the digital era, technology was at the forefront for me. Fashion was always something I was interested in, and photography. So we merged those three together with a need-based business. right? Marketing, digital marketing, especially, was there at the center, and it was just a no-brainer for me, right? Everything was kind of leading me up to this point of digital marketing.
Right.
And so from there, I just saw a need, right? Being in a need-based business is so important in today's economy, right? Because you can sell a t-shirt, but if it doesn't have a message behind it, if it doesn't have a story, right? What is your brand's purpose, right? And so once you connect that to whatever it is that you're fighting for, it kind of just makes it easier. And more relatable to people. Right. What is your why? Why should I invest into your business? Right? Why do I need your services or your products? Right. And how can you help me? Right. So those are questions that I think are absolutely important before starting any business.
Absolutely.
And then without marketing, your business cannot exist. They kind of go hand in hand, right? And so I make sure that I'm always evolving, always researching my field, what's going on, and how can I better serve the businesses today and for the future.
Right.
For 2023, and just make sure that they remain relevant. And so when I met my man, he was now I'm going to go back, right? Because now that I found myself as a digital marketer and I'm so confident and passionate about it, now I'm hi son, just give me a couple more minutes. I'm almost done, okay? It's not for you to touch, so put it back and go see what daddy's doing. Thank you. So now I'm okay. Go see what daddy's doing. Thank you. So, like I said, it's not easy, but we balance it, right? So now that I am 100% confident within the next, however long, 5 years, or however much longer that I want to 100% bet on digital marketing moving forward. Now I can go backwards, right? So when I met my partner, he was working for a company that he no longer saw any growth in for himself.
Right.
And so it's when you make a decision of, am I going to place all bets on myself, or am I going to remain in a position that I can no longer grow anymore?
Right.
And so that's important for us to always constantly evolve. That's what makes us wake up in the morning, right? What is our passion? What is our purpose? That's the $1 million question for us, right?
Right.
What
am I here for?
Right. Like, what am I doing this for?
Right.
And to be stuck in the cycle of the same days, it kind of drives you insane, right?
Yes.
And what did I say? What's that quote? How does that quote go?
Which one?
Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again.
Yes, I've seen that on Instagram. Yes, and it's so true, honestly.
Yeah. So he made the decision to. He's been in entrepreneurship before while having his 9 to 5, and so it just made sense. And I'm like, listen, I'm here for your support. If you want to go all in, whatever I have to learn, whatever I have to do, I'm here for you in order to build your own business. And so for me, that was learning credit. That was learning the tax business, right? The tax laws. And so I just so happened to collaborate with others in our area. And they're like, you can monetize while you learn. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Like, right? If you could go to college and monetize in the class that you're learning, like at the same time, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
And so for me, that's where I indulged in the tax business. I did the W-2 taxes, the employee taxes. It was just, I don't know. It was just, I have a joy in helping others to succeed. Yeah. And so if I could help others while helping myself, it's a win-win.
Right.
So I love it. And moving forward with the digital marketing, it's just now I can help others on a broader spectrum, right? I can have clients all over the world. Right. That connection, that the digital era gave us, and social media has given us. We can connect with people in Africa, Australia, right here from America.
Yeah.
And so at our fingertips, we have all of this access to the world. And it's just
literally,
like, if I can let others know, that they can, whether they have a product-based business, that they can reach clients anywhere in the world that they want to. Right. Just with ad placement. So that brings me so much joy.
Absolutely. I love it. Couple of things that came to mind, even just listening to you speak. And I thought about, I had the opportunity, and it was quite a pleasure. If you love Fantasia, like I love Fantasia, right? To hear her speak.
Her story.
Yes. And it's amazing, and I got to actually look, as we're talking about, because this is something I want to mention, is this power couple, right? These partnerships that really align and support one another. And it was not just her, but it was her and her man. They had just released the book and they came to speak. But something that she mentioned is, like you said, even as a woman, as we speak here, as we're Black women too, and of course this is a podcast for all, but we're going to talk right now even for womanhood, because that is important, because being a mom, as we said, that you have to prioritize, being a wife, and that's something that she talked about. Now we can imagine Fantasia is busy for all the things that she's doing, all the places they're traveling. She's got performances, and now they're throwing in book tours for the both of them, and you have a family at home. And something that she mentioned, it doesn't even matter if every day is the same or not. She always makes sure, no matter what, by the time her husband is home, house is clean, all the people that's working for her is out. He can come home to peace, silence, being with family, and a meal. Those are the things that we want to continue to see live. But what you realize is the partnership at hand, and how she can still continue to push and do what she's doing for her career, her livelihood, for her love and joy, while still, contributing and pouring in at home. And then also how her man has done that as well. And just listening to you speak, and it's, of course, prioritizing everything, which is not easy, but how you are able to balance it, and hearing those opportunities where, of course, when you come across an obstacle of realizing, hey, I'm not growing here anymore, which was the point of even how I became, fully entrepreneur, just being at my last corporate company and realizing, I think I learned what I needed to learn. And it was like,
exactly.
Even managers was asking me, like, okay, so, career development, what's your next plan? What's your goal? And I'm like, I don't want to tell you I don't have one here. So it's like, you think about those things. Having that partnership. So for your fiance to say, hey, listen, babe, this isn't working. And I want to continue to push it. Now you're two entrepreneurs within the house, right? Raising 3 children, but still making things work. And so that power of partnership, and it's not just, the intimate relationships. It's not just those partnerships that we include, sisterhood. It's the network you go out. It's your business partners. It's family. It's friends. It's those who are supporting you and coming out.
Circle, your tribe.
Exactly, your tribe. So it's really that's so important. And just listening to you speak, that was like the number one thing I got is, it's always important. Of course, everyone always wishes for that power couple to have that partner by their side. But I always say never overlook, the people who are pushing you to get there, to allow you to take those steps. So there's been moments where you've had to take your steps. And listen, guys, I'll just say, if you want to see the support, follow Mom Game Strong, because hashtag relationship goals. I'm going to just say those text messages are too cute. Coming in and seeing.
Thank you. Yes, that's important, right? And many people are like, I don't find them like this, so I'm just going to walk away from it. When it's like, okay, but you're supposed to evolve together.
Absolutely.
Right?
Exactly.
As long as the foundation is the same, as long as mentally we have the same goals, we have the same, values, then we can build together, right? We're constantly evolving into the people who we want to be for each other. I always make sure I say this, to him or to whoever, that make sure that you're building yourself first. Right. And then you can come together and work with each other, and make sure that you have that communication, and more importantly, the understanding.
Absolutely.
Right. Because some days it's not 100 and 100. Some days we're pouring into what I'm pouring into him, or he's pouring into me, or he's doing the work that I can't do, So it's important to have that balance, that partnership, and knowing when it's your season. Like I was able to, be the support that he needed in growing his business. And I'm so grateful that now he is my support in growing my business and my dreams and my goals. And then for us to have a common goal together, right? Making sure that we are working together for our children, for our children's future, and for our future after children. Right.
Exactly.
Coming full circle. And even the people that we associate ourselves with, the businesses that we associate ourselves with, are so important to our family structure, and even to our structures for ourselves. So
Absolutely.
I love it. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me. This is beautiful. I love the Dream Clouds Enterprise is exactly what the community needs, right? For us to collaborate with each other and to grow together. That's so important. I'm like, okay, what can I do? What do I want to do that I can collaborate with someone else on? Right?
Right.
We can all be here. But
Right.
it's so important at the end of the day for us all to come together and work.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I will say that is key. Some things, even I think about the growth of Dream Clouds and how I've gotten here today. And some things, like you said, like what's a business without the marketing? And I'm no marketing expert. Y'all can follow Dream Clouds Instagram to watch how I try to grow, because it's all about evolving, as we're saying.
Keep coming up with content. I'm loving it. I'm like, yes, go girl.
Yeah. But when I say even literally before everything you're seeing now, like when I was like even podcasting, new. It's for me, it's like I know my gift, I know speaking is what I do, but we tend to hide away and shy away from those things. And then I realized like, my business will stay in the place that it's in now without that marketing, without that support that I need, and really just stepping out the box and moving out there. But
and
like you said,
standing in your power and trusting in your abilities. That is my title for this year, for this season. Standing firm in our powers and trusting in our own abilities. Like you have everything that you need. It's just about you filling that space and trusting yourself.
Absolutely. That confidence for this year to really just walk in it, right? Walk in your purpose. As a lot of people saying, living life on purpose this year, right? And so it's just really going through that. And then realizing, as you even mentioned, the collaborations. So doing like, honestly, as soon as I thought about it and I was following, I'm like, perfect. This was the next part of even my 2023 goals is network more. Branch out, really understand. As I continue.
Attend those networking events. You never know. You'll meet your next door neighbor.
Literally. And, it's points where I look and I'm like, this is where, once again, I'm always going to be an advocate. I mean, that's probably my number one lesson. I always teach people, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Like, get ready to step out your comfort zone if you want to grow. And in that self, for me, I've grown up as an introvert. And it's so funny as we talk about embracing the journey and purpose, and as we come, and it's like the older I get and the more I do Dream Clouds, and it's like it does not matter how shy I was growing up, how often I tried to dodge people and not speak, and I was quiet.
I am the observer. I'm always the one in the back, like, oh, okay, this is cool. I'm just
that's it, right?
I'm the backstage girl.
No, literally, and I loved it. I loved being the backstage girl. I was like, don't worry about putting me in the camera. Like, don't worry about having to hear me speak. I'm here for you guys.
Okay, support all the way.
Absolutely. From a distance. And then I come to these points now where I'm like you said, go to those networking events, because I realize, what, you have to step out, and it doesn't matter as an introvert, extrovert, this is where get comfortable being uncomfortable. You have to step out. You have to build that network. You have to collaborate with people. And that was the goal for this year, was collaborate with new people. I'm always looking as I'm hosting events and throwing new stuff out there, like, okay, who else can I draw? And, that is a part of Dream Clouds, because I'm always looking for these opportunities to promote other people, put their brand out there, their businesses. So it's like the moment I'm meeting and connecting with new people, the moment I'm bringing new people into this organization and giving them these opportunities, we're realizing we're already collaborating amongst each other and already giving that opportunity for larger collaboration to take place. So this is very exciting. Honestly, Jasmine, I was just very, very happy. I couldn't wait to record today. And you truly have dropped a lot of great gems here today, giving us some value. And so just to, finish this off before we get off this call, please tell us more about your Tazmanian marketing group, your agency that you have, some of the services that you're providing. If you have a target audience, let us know. And of course, give your handles on how we can find you.
Yes, thank you so much, Janelle, for hosting me today. I am truly honored to be a part of the Dream Clouds Enterprise podcast, moving forward. Really just the goal is to, help small businesses and aspiring entrepreneurs for us to grow more, right? Even to if you're interested in those avenues of side hustle, or, you have the support right here in your own community. So make sure that you are aware of the opportunities that are in your own backyard, first off. And then, just don't be afraid to explore those. Embrace the journey. Like Janelle said, it's beautiful. The day to day, make sure that you are present and living your life on your own terms, right? Respectfully, though, right?
Yeah, right.
So yeah, definitely embrace the journey. And make sure that you are learning more about the marketing. And instead of spending hours on YouTube, right, consult with your local marketing agency or Tazmanian marketing group. We serve, we serve mothers who are building businesses. However, that's our target audience, but we do not stop there, right? Any small businesses and aspiring entrepreneurs, like I said, we assist those in building their online presence, right? So that comes in any form of creating the content that you need. Short form videos are taking off, and that means reels, right? Reels are taking off on all platforms as far as TikTok, Instagram, YouTube even has short form videos now. I'm like, what in the...
Absolutely.
And it's interesting to see each generation what platform they're favoring right now. Like I always ask, I'm like, what platform do you use? What's your go-to platform?
Like literally.
I always ask that question. So yeah, definitely. So Tazmanian Marketing Group is a digital marketing agency, and we specialize in content creation. We specialize in social media management, and that's across all platforms. So I love you. So that's LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, anything you can think of. The management is what takes your business off, right? Make sure that you are actually being social on social media, right? Make sure you're engaging. And that's through all avenues. You can engage on the effects. You can see who is using your favorite, what's that called? The effects that we use, filter. Who is using your favorite filter, right? Engage with them.
Right.
Who is using the trending audio sound? Engage with them. But make sure that they're in your niche. Make sure that they're your target audience. So building those relationships, and even the people who are searching their platform, they're, oh, okay, who is this? How can I get to know this person? And how can they help me?
Right.
So make sure that you are engaging, building that community, whether it's from here to down south to the West Coast. Don't short yourself on social media. Make sure that you are expanding your reach as much as you can, and make sure that you are engaging. Right. We are going into 23. We are also going to be expanding to ad placement. So ads is really taking off right now, and they're even showing ads in between the content on your page. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, I can't even get through the profile without an ad. What is going on?
Literally, yes.
The ads are popping up at the bottom of the reels now. I'm like, huh?
Yes.
So make sure that you are investing in ads for your business, right? And even it doesn't have to be thousands of dollars. You can spend $5 a day on ads, right, and see how that return on your investment could be even, 10x, right? For $30, right, you just made $1,000 contract.
Right. Literally.
So definitely we're getting into those ad placements. So you can find us right now on Mom Game Strong. Simply send me a direct message, or you can send us a text message at 856-431-2920. And we are looking forward to serving your marketing needs going into 2023. Make sure that you tell the world every single day, okay, about your business, about your passions, about your side hustle. Whoever has the time to listen, right, I'm going to tell them, because you never know who they know. That's what the networking is about, right? You never know who you're going to meet and who they know.
Exactly.
We love to tell somebody about something great that we know about, right? So I'm going to tell everybody who I know about this enterprise, okay? Right. Make sure that you reach out to my girl. Shoot, we are building, we are collaborating, and I'm just so excited to go on in 2023 and really taking off for Tazmanian Marketing Group.
Absolutely. So that's so exciting. I'm here for it. I'm ready to see, where this is just a start, right? Just a start of 2023. For us, I'm rebranding Dream Clouds. For you, taking Tazmanian to a new level and really pushing it out there. I think that's something in this season as well, is people are getting a little more clarity on their vision, and they're like, you know what? I'm going to start moving things around and making it work. And this comes down to evaluating our journey, realizing how we've gotten here so far today. And as mentioned, I'm just so excited to see our journey continue, to see the collaboration that we continue to do moving forward, and just promoting and supporting one another. It's so exciting. Really was a pleasure having you here, and I cannot wait for us to meet and link up again, and do so much more. So thank you again, all the dreamers. We will make sure that we are leaving Jasmine's information in the bios, in the descriptions of this video, so that you can find her through anything that you're looking for. And of course, make sure you contact her. Like she said, if y'all don't know about ads yet, make sure you hopping on it early. Get on it now while she's talking about it.
Okay, because prices are going up.
That part. And you don't want to miss your opportunity, all right? So thank you all, and be on the lookout for our next DCTV episode.